Hi, this is Glenn Andrade from Digital Synergy, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a Groovepages demo walkthrough. I'll be doing a full funnel build from scratch to show you exactly how to set up a complete sales funnel. All right, so I'm going to be breaking this training up into several parts because I think it'd be a lot easier for you guys to digest the content over several videos rather than just doing one really long one. So in this video, I'm basically just going to give you a little quick overview of Groovepages and show you exactly what the project is that we're going to be building. So we're going to be building a funnel that I created for a product that I was selling on Amazon. So I decided to take it off of Amazon because I wanted to use Groovepages and Groovesell to try to see what I can do to increase my profits. And so I'm going to be creating this sales funnel completely from scratch, as I mentioned, and show you exactly how to create this sales funnel in Groovefunnels. Now keep in mind that we're currently working on the beta version of Groovepages because they're getting ready to do their official launch when they're going to release everything. Right now it's in beta, not everything is available. So, there may be a few bugs here and there that we may need to deal with, but don't worry, there's always a workaround if we run into any issues. And also, I just want to mention, if you have not yet signed up for your free account of Groovepages and Groovesell, I highly suggest that you click on the link below in the description. You're going to get Groovepages for life, which is what I'm going to show you right now. You're not going to need any credit card or anything like that, and you'll be able to create Groovepages, or you'll be able to create a funnel just like this in Groovepages and Groovesell, just like I'm about to show you. All right, so once you set up an account, you're going to basically be taken to this dashboard here, and you're going to have all this stuff on the left. Right now, as I mentioned, we're in beta, so not everything is available. The main thing that you have available is Groovepages, Groovesell, and obviously there's the help desk and tutorials and stuff like that that's available. But they've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline that's coming for the official launch. I'm not going to get into all that right now. Please check out some of my other videos when I go over what's coming with Groovefunnels. And so for now, I want to get right into it and show you Groovepages. So as I mentioned, once you do sign in, this is what it's going to look like, just to give you a quick overview. So you're going to actually get the opportunity to upgrade. And again, if you're lucky enough to still be able to get this upgrade by the time you watch this video, because they do have lifetime options, I would jump on this because really this is really going to be a game changer. It's really on track to take over ClickFunnels and Fusionsoft. Pretty much just going to change the whole industry with what they have coming. And I really honestly believe that. I've upgraded, suggesting everybody I know to upgrade before they take that option away, because it is something that's going to save you a lot of money and you will regret it later on. But anyway, you do have the, if you do upgrade, you will be able to be into their affiliate program where you can promote it. If you just stay with the free program, which is fine, just sign up below. You still get it for life, and you, instead of 40%, you'll get 20%. All right, so let's move on to actually doing an actual build. So when you get in here, what you're going to want to do is you want to go to this tab here and go to its Groovepages, and you're going to be taken to this. Now, keep in mind also, once it goes out of beta, it's going to look slightly different. You're going to have, when you click on this new site here, you're going to have a ton of options. Right now they have some of the templates available here where you can basically choose something. If you need an opt-in or something like that, or you have a product or something, there's plenty here that you can work with for now to start. But I wanted to basically start from scratch just to show you how easy it is to basically build something from scratch using what they currently have available. It's only going to get 10 times better. They're going to have funnels for anything that you can imagine. Actually, I wanted to show you, they've hired a designer, the #1 template designer winner of ClickFunnels. He's now working for Groovepages. And so just to give you an idea of some of the funnels that he's done and bringing over, and all of these are going to be available. you know, this is just some industry ones: construction, landscape, um, beautiful, beautiful funnels, online training, vacation rental. You know, this is just scratching the surface. I mean, you're going to have all kinds of funnels and everything, and that's all going to be available here in your dashboard once they get out of beta. All right, so for now, what we're going to do is let me explain what we're going to be building. Because now I've already built it just so you could see exactly what we're doing, and I'm going to be showing you the build. I'm just basically going to recreate it. So let's see here. Okay, so this is the landing page. Okay, the product is actually a dog barking collar. Okay, and or no shock bark collar. Okay, and so what I wanted to do is create an opt-in page where I'm giving away a free report, basically, that tells them and shows them how to train their dog to stop barking. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty simple, not much to it, but it certainly will get somebody's attention who has a dog who's barking excessively. So that's the first page. After they've reached this page, okay, and I'm going to show you how to build all this. I want, once they put their name and email, we're going to configure this to integrate with an email responder such as MailChimp or ActiveCampaign. And just one other thing I want to mention, GrooveFunnels, once it is released, it's going to have email incorporated into already. So you won't even need a third party to do that. But for now, it's not ready, so that's what I'm using. Okay. Now, once they opt in here and say get my report, it's going to take them to basically, which is a combination thank you page slash another offer. Okay, so when they say that they're looking for, they happen upon this page, okay, through SEO, they're looking for a way to help them to stop their dog barking. So they're interested in this report. They click on it, and then they opts in and says, okay, great. Oops. It says, okay, thank you. Please check your email to get access. In the meantime, how would you like to also get these 4 additional ebooks for free? So I basically tell them a little bit about what this is, what they'll get, and so they'll get all these, and then yes, tell me how. Yeah, so if they're interested in that, they love their dogs, they want the ultimate dog care book, they want to know how to cure dog anxiety, about dieting, dog obedience, all that. So they probably want to find out how they can also get these books for free. So when they do, they're going to click on this, and that's going to take them to essentially the offer. Okay, and this is the dog bark collar. Okay, and so right now, this is it gives them the price, it gives them the description, and it gives them a little more content here for them to read about it, so that you can see that they're getting a sale price. They can buy now. When they click on this, it's going to take them to our checkout page that we're going to create in Groovesell, which you get completely free as well. Click on the link below if you haven't signed up, and then, you know, just some more reinforcement. Purchase this no shock bark collar, and you'll get these 4 ebooks for free. All right, so that's what we're going to be building, and then I'm going to show you in another video. I'm going to show you basically how to set up these products so that when they click on this, it goes to the Groovesell checkout page, and then also how to be able to deliver these bonus ebooks to them. Okay, then I'll show you all that. Now with the initial opt-in, what they're going to be doing is I'm going to basically they're going to opt into my email, and then I'm going to send them their first ebook through an email so that they get it right away, because I basically tell them, hey, you're going to get this, check your email in 10 to 15 minutes. So, you know, I tell them 10 to 15 minutes because I don't know how long it's going to take. It could take 5 minutes, but basically I'm just trying to tell them, hey, you have some time here, just check out what I have here. In the meantime, check this out. So that's the idea there. So hopefully all that makes sense. So let's go ahead and get started with actually doing the build. All right, so what we'd want to do, we're starting again from scratch, is we would go to, one other thing before we start on this is, actually, learned about this through one of the training through through Groovepages, that they have great training and resources and stuff like that. So once you sign up, no matter what program you're on, you'll have access to all that. But anyway, one thing that they mentioned is that, you know, when you're using this, because this is online, there might be some conflictions and stuff like that with with your browser. In my case, I use Chrome. Actually, this is what they recommend, that you use Chrome. So if you're using something else, you should switch over to Chrome. So anyway, this is called Disable Extensions Temporarily, and it basically brings up this extension, this little on and off switch right here. And when you do that, it turns off. See all these extensions? You turn off all your extensions. See, now they're gone, and now you can work without having to worry that if anything's going to conflict. So just a real quick little tip I wanted to give you there. Okay, so let's go ahead. As I mentioned, you get here, you can either start with a template from their template library, or you can start from scratch. We're going to start from scratch. So we're going to go ahead and click there, and it looks like this, right? So obviously we're going to have these options here on the left. Okay, this basically is what they refer to as their blocks. Okay, and everything is built off of blocks and things within a block, which is actually like a section. Okay, and there's elements, and then there's pages that you can build, and then if you want to do pop-ups, you can have pop-ups. Okay, so in our case, what we're going to do is we're going to be recreating this, right? So this is what we want to recreate. So we basically look at the how many blocks that we're going to be working with. So blocks, again, the easiest way I found to think of it as sections. So technically we have 3 sections here. Well, we have more actually, but for the sake of simplicity, we can call this 3 sections: 1, 2, and 3. And I'll show you that there's actually more sections here, but I'll show you that. It'll be easier to understand once we get into the software. All right, so the first thing we want to do is create this header here, and what they offer, just so you know, is that they give you design blocks, and they give you what they call wireframes. So the design blocks basically gives you all of these items that have already been designed. So if you know you need a countdown timer, it's there. You need a headline. You need like middle content. Whatever it is you need, basically you can find something and put it in there. So as you can see, that's already created, you know, a nice looking page. All you have to now go in and start typing in whatever you want, and you're off to the races there. So but again, I'm just showing you that for demonstration purposes. We're not going to be going that route. So I've added these in. I'm just going to show you real quick how to delete them. So what you want to do is you want to click on it, and you want to make sure that you've grabbed the main, what they call, container, and that's, you see this green outline. And what you want to do when you see this star there, you know that you've selected the block. Okay, and you can also tell down here, because it's a little little breadcrumbs that show you exactly where you are. So that's really helpful as well, and you can click on it to get to where you need to be. So right now we want to click on that block, and we want to delete it. So it's going to ask you if you want to, are you sure? You say yes, you delete it, and then we're going to do the same thing here just to get rid of all of these. All right, pretty simple. See right there, I clicked inside. This is an actual element, which is where you can type in your your headline, but we want to, remember, we want to get on the block. So we're on the block. We see that star. That's a little indicator, little hint, tells us that we're in the right place. We can go ahead and hit and delete. And just so you know as well, let's say I went ahead and deleted that, but I'm like, oh man, I didn't want to delete that. These things right here you can undo. See, and it's back. All right, so that's a nice little handy function there. All right, so we're going to start from scratch. So we need a header. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to go here. Oh, and then the other thing that they give you is what they call their wireframes. So these are essentially the same thing that you would get in your design blocks, but they don't have any style. Like these have already been designed, okay? They've got styles, they've got sizes, they've got spacing, they've got fonts and all kinds of colors and all kinds of stuff. If you don't want to work with that, you can just work with these that have minimal styling, basically as far as spacing and size and stuff like that, but there's no colors or anything like that, and you can use these as well. And I'll use some of these in some cases, but in other cases, I'll mostly just be starting from you know, just using empty blocks. So as an example, let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to throw in this, they call an empty container, and that's going to give us our first block in a container, okay? And so inside the container, what we want to do is, let's take a look at what we're building here. So we'll go back here, and there's two areas here, right? So to me, this says there's two columns that we want to work with. All right. So we go back here, and we're going to go back to our blocks, and we're going to go to elements, and then we're going to choose under layout. See, under elements, you have all these options here. You have layout. You have, and these are all items related to a layout. So a container, which is this, one column up to 5 columns, cards, tab section, divider, collapse, and you know, I'll be showing you some of these as needed. And then these are their text. So these are H1, H2, H5. These are terms really that are used for an HTML and for SEO purposes. So like for the most part, when you're doing a headline, you're going to be wanting to use an H1 tag. And then you got your paragraphs, and then these are stylized in certain ways if you want a block quote to the left or to the right, or if you want an icon and a heading, lists, buttons, media, form, devices. I'll show you that perhaps in another video. Anyway, you get the idea here. And then these are integrations. I'm going to show you that once we get into setting up the form with ActiveCampaign or any email service provider that you use. All right, so what we want to do is we want to go and we want to pull this in, drop and drag, simple drop and drag into my container. And so now it's going to still say that these, you can now see that there's two areas, okay, that you have two columns. So that's exactly what you want, okay? So we'll go back and say, okay, so this is black, and then this is one element, which is an image, and this is text, okay? So let's go back and let's go ahead and make this background. So we're going to want to choose the block, and we're going to want to change that background color to black, okay? And you can see that it's changed. All right, and now and then next we're going to want to put see, it says it's empty, so we need to put something in there. So we're going to go back to elements, and we're going to go under media, and we're going to find image, and we're going to put that inside of the container. And you see that it's changed into an image icon. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to go to elements and find to put this area here, which is our text. And I think we're going to go with let's go with an H, not an H1 because that's too big. Let's go with an H3. Let's see how that works out for us. If not, we can easily change it. All right, so now we're done with the header in terms of setting it up. Okay, so now we want to get our image. Okay, so to get our image, we click on the image icon, and then we go, excuse me, then we go under configure, and then we're going to get this menu here, and we're going to choose image. Okay, and then we're going to find the image that we want. Now to do that, you would, because these images, I already have these images in here, but you're not going to have them. So what you would do is you would just go to upload image here. You would find your image. I'm just going to pick one that's not in there right now, just to show you. So I'm going to click on that image. Okay, then you see that these three icons came here, so you can delete it if it was a mistake. You can edit, or you can upload, choose to upload it. You need to upload it, okay, so that you'll have it available. So I'm going to go ahead and upload it. Okay, once it's uploaded, you're going to see there's actually, it's hard to see because this is an already pink background, but it's highlighted in pink. All right, and then what you would do is if you want to select that image, you would go ahead and click on it and then hit select. If you want to change the size, you can do that here, then update dimensions, or you can delete it. So the image that I'm looking for is actually, I believe it's this one. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this image, select it, and you can see the image is partly showing there. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the image. Now, if you're doing SEO, which you should, for our purpose, demo purposes, I'm not going to be worried about it, but you want to put an image alt tag there. So choose the image and update, and there you go. You see the image is there. And let's do the same thing. I'm not going to worry about spacing right now. Let's kind of just get our elements together, and then we'll tweak the spacing and placements in a moment. All right. So next, let's go to. Oh, I'm sorry. I think we already added the text element here, so it should be here. Okay. So here is our heading that we put in, and we're going to change the color to a gray, and I believe it says you are #1 resource for pet products. Let's see, your #1 resource for pet. Yep. All right, and it's italicized. So for text, you're going to have this option here. When you double click on it, you're going to get this little options where you have you can create a link, you can undo, you can choose the color of the font, the background area of where the font is, italicized, so on and so forth. Okay, so there you have that. So far we have that section. Okay, like I said, we're going to mess with the spacing in a little bit. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get this area in this text. Basically, this is all text and different sizes. So right now, I'm just going to focus on this. So we need basically small text, a big headline, and then smaller text. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a paragraph, what's known as a paragraph. I'm going to do an H1 and another paragraph here, and then we'll worry about this next. All right, so let's go back, and we're going to get another empty container. I'm going to drop it in. Okay, and we are going to choose an element, and this is going to be one column. Again, just kind of look at what you're doing. See here we saw there were two. Here we're just dealing with one. These are one columns. Okay. Okay, so now there's a column. So once we have the column, now we need the text. Okay, and so as I said, the first part was smaller text, then headline, and then smaller text. So what I found easier for now is just throwing in what I need. So that's paragraph, that's smaller text, then larger text, then smaller text underneath it. Okay, and then I just work with that. So then we're going to go and we're going to copy and paste that. Next, our headline. And then, oops, and then we're going to get the last text, which is okay. All right, so now we have that text there. So now let's move on to the next section. All right, so here we're working with this is really two columns, because you see there's there's two sections here. There's a place for this image, and then there's a place for this form. So I know that we're working with two columns here, okay? And then there's a little area here for additional text, and this is the email integration, and I'm going to show you that as well. So let's go ahead and throw that in. So we'll create another empty container, drop it underneath, okay, and then we're going to add two columns, okay, two columns, all right, and now we're going to get our image, and let's see, and then that's text, and then that's the email integration, which I'll show you. All right, so let's get our image. Oh, before we get our image, we have to put an image. We have to fill this container with what we want to put inside, and in our case, that is, we go under media and we go under image. Okay, so there we have our image, and in here we're going to be putting text first. So we'll go with paragraph. We can make the size larger. All right, and then let's just work with this right now. All right, so let's get our image, which is the book cover. So we go there, we click on the image, and then we're going to go to configure, and then we're going to go to choose image. All right, and as I mentioned before, when you're doing this, you would be uploading your image first, then clicking on it to make sure that you've uploaded, select it, and bring it in. It's pretty standard. WordPress works the same way practically. Okay, so here's the image I believe that we're looking for. Yep, that's the image. I'm going to go ahead and select it, and it's going to pull it in once I update. Okay, and then the text we need here. So we need this text. All right, so that goes there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and adjust this size. Well, let's pull in, let me show you the integration. Okay, so one thing I want to mention at this point, I'm going to go ahead and save this. You should be saving as you go along. It actually auto-saves, so you don't have to worry too much about it, but just as a general practice, I'm going to show you a couple things. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save first thing, okay? The next thing I want to do is I'm going to show you to see where this hamburger menu is. You want to go here and you want to go under site settings, okay? And then you want to name this site, okay? So I'm going to name this Bark Collar Funnel Demo. All right, so Favicon, we're not going to worry about it right now, but basically what that is, that's the icon that shows up on your navigation in the tabs. If you have any custom CSS, all of this I'm not going to get into as far as the build, but I just wanted to kind of show you this is where you would put your Google Analytics and stuff like that, any kind of tracking or anything like that, and then Open Graph, which is social sharing. So if you share your link with somebody, you can basically put in the image that you want to show up. Otherwise, the social sharing sites will choose whatever image that they find available. May not be the best one. So anyway, that's what that is. So, but for now, I just wanted to show you where to name your site. So I go ahead and click check on that. I've named it, saved it, and then there's this publish area. We're not going to do that quite yet. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is under this hamburger menu, you're also going to see my integration. So this is where you would integrate for your email, okay? Once Groovepages comes out of beta, if you upgrade or if you get their GrooveFunnels package with the email incorporated into it, then you won't have to worry about it. It'll be different. But if you're going to use your own third party, like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or something like that, then this is what you're going to need to do. Okay, so I'm setting this form up. All right, so under my integrations, you would basically hit, I already have two added, okay? I have an ActiveCampaign and I have a MailChimp. But in order for you to do it, you would just hit add, okay? And then you just put in, you select the one that your integration, and then you can put you can customize it if you want to give it a custom name. But essentially, what you're doing is you're bringing over for ActiveCampaign, you would need to bring over what they call the API keys, okay? And it's a secret key and so on. I'm not going to go into, but you would go into the developer just for privacy reasons. I'm not going to go into that link. But there's training on how to do that. It's pretty simple. And like I said, if you get the upgrade, you'll have Groove Mail incorporated, so you won't have to worry about it. But essentially, you would just get the API key, and you can ask your email provider, if you're not sure where it's at, and they'll direct you to the right place. So you just get those two items. It's a secret key and a URL, and then you integrate them in this section. In this section, and you'll be good to go. So so once you've done that, okay, you have to do that first, otherwise this isn't going to work. Okay, so once you do that, then you would go under Elements, okay, and you're going to scroll down to Integrations, okay, and then you're going to choose the integration that you have loaded. In my case, I was working with ActiveCampaign on this, so I'm going to go ahead and put that underneath the text that I wanted there. Okay, so now I have the framework for this. We're going to stylize it, we're going to make it look good, but that's basically what we need. Okay, so so now what we're going to do is we're going to click on this image, and we're going to just make that a little smaller, just so we can start spacing things out a little bit better. So click on that image, then we go to sizing. We're going to go to height pixels, and you see it got really small, but that's okay. Just we're going to go back and make it larger. And again, we're not going to worry about the spacing. I'm just trying to get a ballpark size for now, so it's a little smaller than that even. Yeah, I think that's about right. All right, and we can further play with it. And it doesn't have to be exact. It's just giving you to give you a good idea how to do this. All right. Next, I'm going to see here what we have underneath here. Okay, so we have another small text, which is paragraph text, but you'll notice here there's a little icon there. So there's actually an element function, or an element that we can use that incorporates that. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to look at our elements, and we're going to get this one here, that's icon list item. So we're going to go ahead and put that right under there. All right, so that gives us this information here. All right. All right, so now we have that. All right, so now let's go ahead and start working with this a little bit better now that we have more of these items in place. All right, so let's start playing with some of this spacing now that we got the majority of this stuff in here. So the first thing we're going to mess with is this logo. Okay, so I want to basically, what do I want to do? I want to get it kind of centered here, and same thing with that. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. All right, so we want to click on this image here, and we're going to go to spacing, and what we want to do is we want to pull this down. So we're going to click on this area here is the margin, and this area inside is the padding. So again, this whole outside area is the margin and the padding. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move that down. All right, and we want to move this margin as well. And we want to do the same thing over here. So spacing, select on the text area, and we want to go with the margin. All right, so you just want to play with that spacing to get it to exactly where you want. So you can see here, this moved my this black area down some when I did that. I don't want to have that area there. So let's see what we can do about that. So let's move this margin, make it negative. There we go. All right. So there, we moved that down. All right, so now we want to mess with this area here. So the first thing we want to do is click on the text, and then we want to center the text. And we want to do that for all text areas. And we want to center that. Okay. Next, we want to, and instead of using the sizing for some reason is problematic with this right now. They're still working on it, but don't worry about it. They're working on it, and it'll be fixed. But like I said, there's going to be bugs. You just have to deal with it. And then now we just change the color. The color is fine. It's just the sizing. Don't use this for now until they've resolved that issue. So I went ahead and changed that size. Let's do the same thing here. We're going to select it. We're going to center it. And let's do the same thing here while we're here. All right. And then now this size, we're going to change it here. And this size, we're going to change as well. All right, and all right. So now let's play with the sizing, or the spacing rather, a little bit. Again, I'm not going to try to make a perfect match because there's no need for that. You get the idea. So let's go ahead. We're just going to make it look nice, right? So let's go ahead and click on this. And we're going to want to get a little bit, we're going to go to spacing, and we're going to want to play with the margin over here, okay? So this is the area in between these two items. So we click on that, and then we're going to add some space, all right? And then here, we're going to do the same, but we're going to go up higher, rather. So we're going to go negative. All right, so that's about right. And then here, we're going to do the same. I'm sorry, not layout, sizing. I'm sorry, spacing. And we're going to go negative. Okay, so now, it's starting to look a little bit better here. And I believe this is a little bit bolder, so I'm going to go ahead and bold it here. And I think it's also italicized, if I remember correctly. Okay, so let's take a look. Yep, okay. And the font is different, and then we got a blue and then a gray. Okay. All right, so for this font, I'm just using this Lado. Okay, and then this, I used the blue. Okay, and this I used a gray, and I think it's italicized. Okay, all right, so that's looking pretty good. So let's take a look. All right, so now let's work with this area here. All right, so the font is bigger, and this is underlined. Okay. And we're going to go bigger, and we're going to center it, and we're going to make sure this is underlined, and we're going to make sure the font is the same. Okay, and what else? So let's get rid of this. This we don't need because we're not using it over here. We just have the email and the placeholders. Okay, so let's delete. And we'll do the same here, delete. Okay. And we're gonna, we'll mess with this spacing in a little bit, but let's fix this spacing here. So we're gonna click on that and we're gonna get more of a margin here. Let's give it a little bit more air. And then over here, there's a little bit less. There, and a little bit less here on the top. All right, okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, and then enter your name and enter your email. All right, so we're going to click in this area here, and we're going to go to configure. Okay, and then here, that's the input name, and then this is where it says enter your name, and then we're going to hit update. See it appeared there, and then here, same thing, configure, enter your email, and then we're going to update. Okay, and then here it says get my report. So we click on that, configure, and we're going to get my report. And the button action we want to give it is to submit. So it's going to submit the form that we integrated, and I'm going to show you how that syncs up to ActiveCampaign in one moment. So I'm going to hit update, okay, and we're going to go ahead and might as well change this color while we're here. Let's see, background, color, and I believe it's something like this. Right? Okay, so we got that. And now let me show you how this integrates with your email service provider. So what you want to do is you want to click on this area, and although it right now we're just, you can see here again, look at these breadcrumbs, you see exactly where you're at. So I don't want to be there, I want to be in the actual container, and no, not that container, I want to be in this container. Okay, see, you want to go to where it says active campaign component. Okay, once you're in that active campaign component, then you want to go to configure. Then you're going to see your integration. Okay, and then whatever you integrated, remember earlier when you did my integrations, okay, and you set it up with your API keys, that's why it's showing up here. Okay, so once you have that set up, you're going to have active campaign, and then you're going to have all your lists. These are your lists that you have, any list that you have available on your email service provider. So for this one, I want it on my MVP I Love Pitbulls, for example. And if you want to redirect them to go somewhere, you would put that link right here. Okay, and I'll show you more about that when we get to that section. But for now, because what we're going to be doing is once they go ahead and hit my report, we're actually going to be redirecting them to a URL. Okay, and that URL we're gonna do that once our next page is done, or basically this page. Okay, because once they've submitted, we want them to be subscribed to our campaign, and so that they get their ebook and they get their email, and that's going to happen behind the scenes. But what we also want to do is take them to this thank you page once they're done. So once they're done, they're going to go to that page. And so once we have the name of that page, we're going to put that name right in there and then hit update, and then that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so I'll show you that once we get to that portion. So for now, I'm just going to play with the spacing here so we can get this closer on this side, and then add the we have a couple of items left here, and then we'll be done. and then for the first video. All right, so let's continue going. All right, so this is this area here. Let's copy this. And we'll paste it, okay, and then we're going to put in our icon. Okay, this is great because this allows us to put in from the library here. We can type anything in and an icon will show up. So we want a lock, okay, and so we want to let them know that they're secure, and we'll go ahead and select that and hit update, and our lock should be in place. Let's see. Yep, it's there. It's a bigger lock than the one we were using, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and save this at this point just to make sure. So let's try to mess with this area here. And there's a couple of different ways to mess with the alignment and spacing, and actually, you know, it is a little bit tricky right now, especially being in beta, because there are some bugs. But the good news is the way that this works right now actually is going to be obsolete, because like this whole area with the spacing and everything, they're making it so easy that we're just going to be able to go here and say, okay, we want less space here. Let's just pull this over and put it exactly where we want it. So it's really going to be awesome. Right now, you know, it's not as efficient as I would like it, but that is coming, so that's going to be great. But for now, we got to work with what we have, right? Especially when we're working with something that's free. So let's see what we can do here with this area. All right, so we're able to move that over that way. All right, so let's now let's pull in this last couple of elements that we need here, which are these. Actually, there's a couple here. Another one of these blocks here. So we need larger, smaller, smaller. So I think I could do those all with just paragraph headings. So let's go ahead and follow our system here, where we just go back here and we go to wireframes and put in an empty container, put it here on the bottom, and we're going to put element, and it's one column, and then yeah, so one column and then 3 areas of text, and I'm just going to use paragraphs for these. So 3 areas of text. Okay, so the first area, all right, so copy and paste it in. And let's get the other text, copy, paste. All right, and I need one more area here. So I'm just going to duplicate that, and then I'm going to copy and paste this last bit. Okay. So let's go ahead and center this. All right, so now we have it all centered, so let's take a look. So it's blue, it's bigger. First one. Let's change the font. Okay, and the color. So like that. The next one is italicized and it's like a gray. And the size seems about right. Maybe it's a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and work on that. Gray and a little bit bigger. Italicized. Something like that. And then this one is orange, a little bit bigger. All right, and then let's mess with the spacing here. So we're going to want to play with the margin here on the bottom of this. I'm going to add some space there, and the same goes here. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let's see. Okay. Again, I'm not trying to make an exact replica here. I just wanted to show you how to use this. So the last thing we have is this bottom footer. So let's go ahead and bring in the block. So I'm just going to copy this container. And I'm going to, I'm not sure why that didn't copy over the background, but let's just go ahead and move that to the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and delete that. And delete that. And we're going to put a column in. All right, and then we're going to put the text in there with elements. Text. There's two areas for text there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and change this color to a light gray and a light gray here. And we're going to copy the text and the text from here. Okay, and then we're going to center this. All right, so now we want to play with the spacing here. So this should be padding. We'll bring that down a little bit. And then here we can mess with the, let's try to mess with the margin, see if that works. Make it negative rather. Yeah. All right, so there we go. And then let's mess with this spacing. We need a little more spacing underneath the margin. That's good. Let's make this bold. All right. All right, so we're looking pretty good here. Again, it's not going to be a perfect replica. I don't want to spend all that time um, making it perfect. I just wanted to show you all the tools that you have available. You can spend a little bit more, obviously I could spend a little more time tweaking this to look exactly, but I don't want to do that. You get the point. So I think I'm going to end it right here. Next time we're going to continue moving forward. As I mentioned, this may take a couple of videos. Well, it definitely will take at least a couple, if not three. So in the next one, we're going to keep moving forward, and we'll get to these next pages, the thank you page, and then this offer page. All right. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Really do appreciate it. When you subscribe, go ahead and hit the notify button so you'll be notified every time I put out some new content, which I put out regularly. And also, don't forget to click below to get your free account for your Groovepages and Groovesell accounts. And also, you can take advantage of the upgrade if that works for you right now, or you can wait. You don't need any credit card or anything like that. Just sign in below. And when you sign in through my link, I'm also going to actually give you a free training by Paul Murphy and Mike Filsaime, actually, who is one of the co-founders of Groovepages, and to let you in on a secret strategy on how to get your funnels, how to get your pages on #1 on YouTube and Google. So go ahead and make sure to sign up for that, and I'll see you next time.